Hey fashion lovers, welcome to another video, and in today's tutorial I'll be taking you through step by step on how to make this dress with circle, colorful, old designs. And if there's what you would love to learn, kindly stay true and let's do this together. Also, this dress is of two parts, and the first part is about this princess cut to stay that has a zipper. And if you have not watched that one, just go to my video and you see it, or you click on the link attached to this video and watch. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and thank you. Let's go into the tutorial. Now the first thing is to fold your fabric into two like this. I'm working with black crepe material, and it is about 3.5 yards. So I've used some parts for the upper part, so this is the lower part. So I'll fold it, and I'm dividing my waist into 4. I'll mark that, then add the allowance of about 2 inches or 1. I use 1.5 for this client, and then go down by hip bone, which is 10 inches. I'll mark that, divide the hip divided by 4, then mark that also, and add the sew allowance. So the person's half length is 17. I will place my tape on the 17 inches, then go straight to follow the hip bone, which is 27. You know, I said 10, so if you add 10 plus 17, that's 27. So that's the hip bone. Then I'll mark the knee length, which is 37. Then mark the dress length from that side, like from the waist to the full length of the dress. So I'll mark it, then mark across straight line. Then I will check the knee line, the knee measurement, the knee round. I will just remove 2 inches from the hip measurement, then I'll mark it, the add showing allowance. So your hip measurement divided by 4, or you just use your hip measurement minus 2, then you divide it by 4, then mark it, then add your sewing allowance. So that's what I did there. So I will just create the curve using my ruler, then curve it that way. Just follow how I'm doing it here. And if you don't have this curve ruler, you can use your free hand if you are good in doing that, or you use your French curve. There's this ruler that is not like this that you can also this tie is an A-shape dress, like the down part is A-shape, which is why we just connect it from the knee line slant to the hemline like that. So next thing is to cut. Next thing is to cut the back piece. So for the back piece, we also fold it into two like this, then create a smooth starting line also. Then from the edge of the middle center part that I pointed to, I will just measure from upper part to the hip bone side. So I will go in by 1 inch, then slant it to the measurement that I marked first. The hip bone measurement, I will just mark it. This is to create a slant at that part. So from that slant, I will now measure the zip allowance, which is 1 inches. So I'll measure it straight down, then we start taking our measurement from there. Okay, so after doing that, then I'll place my tape at the shoulder, the half length measurement for this dress, which is 17. Then I'll mark 27 inches for the hip bone and 37 for the knee measurement also. Okay, and after doing that, I will also do it, mark the full measurement for the length, then do the same thing we did at the front. The waist divided by 4 plus allowance, hip divided by 4, knee divided by 4 plus allowance also. Then we connect each curves, the hip side and knee side, then with the slant by the hemline side. So basically it's just the zip allowance that is different. Also, don't forget that you measure from the 1 inch, not together with the 1 inch zip allowance. So that's it, you measure from the line that we marked. Okay, for the colorful part that we have for the dress, we just need half yards for each colors. Okay, the next thing is to cut our circle for the down part. So I will be using paper. This is just a cardboard, you can use any paper you like. So I've cut different circle out, but this one is what I've concluded with, which is what I'll be doing. So you fold it into 4 like this. Just follow how I fold it. You fold it into 2, then fold it into 4. So after doing that, you marked your, it's just the same way you want to cut your circle. So I'm working with 2 inches for the inner circle, then 6 inches altogether, which means 4 inches for the outer part of the circle. Just watch closely. So 2 inches, I'll mark it, then 6 inches. So I'm just marking them together, the inner circle and the outside one. So 2 inches for the inside and 4 inches for the outside, which makes it 6 inches. So I'll connect the circle for the inside, which is the 2 inches, then that of the outside, which is 4 inches. I'll cuff it also together using my free hand. You can also use your cuff ruler if you want, but this is not big, so I use my hand instead. The next thing is to just explain how it will look. So it means we'll be sewing half inch up, half inch down. So we now be left with 3.5 or 3 inches thereabouts. So the half inch will go round just like I do this. Then the other part is separate. So this helps us to know how the outside will be and the inside will be. So next thing is to just open up your lower piece dress like this, then place the paper like that, ensuring that you consider the allowance you left for the dress. You mark that allowance out and you place the paper around it, both the allowance for the M side and the side of the dress. But being a H shape, you might not, you might just sew it with different allowance when you get to that part, but it all depends on you and how wide you want the dress to be. So since I want the circle to be 7 inches, sorry, 7 circle, so I will just place it like 2 inches above the nail measurement that we cuff, then place the paper there. So 2 will be up, 3 in the middle, then 4 down. Does that make it 7? 2, 3, 4. No, so it means 3 down, 3 middle. So just work with how open you want it to be. So this is me where calculating how it will be, and that's all. You can cut more than one to be sure, but you can also use your eyes to calculate it before you now conclude on cutting it on the fabric. So I brought the smaller part, a smaller one that I cut. I think the inside is still the same, but the outer part is kind of smaller to the one I brought first. So I'll place that one to be sure, but at the end of the day I work with the bigger one. And you see that when you place the inside, the smaller one, you see the allowance that is left. So that might not give you the desired result that you want, because by the time you sew it inside and out, it will be smaller. So just work will work for you. Okay, to cut it out, you fold the circle, fold the dress, also fold the circle. Then you can use your pin to hold it down. Then you cut the shape out for each colors and the numbers of colors you want. So this is where I've cut them out and I've placed how I want it to be on the dress. So can you see I've used my pin to hold it, and I've considered the allowance by each side of the dress and the hemline. So this is the where I place it. I placed this part. If you notice, when you fold it by each allowance, you will know that you will not have it overlapping like that. So for the center back, I've opened up the seam allowance, so you can use iron to do that and use your pin to make it stay in place and place your circle. So I've done that for each front and back. Next thing is to just sew it around like this on each circle. You sew it round, use your pin to hold it first, then you sew it round on each circle. Then we can now go ahead and cut. So you sew by half inch, just like you see on my on the dress I've done. So I've done that for all, for both front and back. Next thing is to just cut it out this way that I'm doing. You cut it after you're done attaching it to the dress, and just know that after cutting it, there's no remedy except you want to use your you want to lose it. I'll use net to cover it up if you don't want it open that way. But then it's advisable to do it this way. Then you are sure of how open and how you want it to play, how you want to place it. Then you can now cut it out to your this to yes. So after cutting it out, this dress is a crepe material, and it was not easy achieving it smoothly, but with the help of hemming gum and pinning, you will achieve what you want at the end of the day. But it's advisable not to use a stretchy material like this, just to have your desired material, because if it's not stretchy, it's a thing that you can just use hemming gum to hold it down, and that's all. But because it's a stretchy material, after using hemming gum to hold it down with the help of pin, then I have to now stitch around the circle. So you just need your iron to iron it flat, smooth. You iron inside, then pass the circle out, Then you use your Emmy gum. I have these two types of Emmy gum. I have the one that is hard, the one that is like net, that one is harder, and the normal Emmy gum. So I just use the two to hold them together in place. Okay, this will really take a lot of patience and time. So I was at first cutting it just to make sure it's, but then we use a lot of Emmy gum. You fold it. I later I was folding it then. So I've used iron to hold that side. Can you see that it's staying in place? But because this material is stretchy, it will get to a point that the edge uh, was now smooth enough. So I just have to use Emmy gum. So it was Emmy gum that saved the stress. So you just have to place the Emmy gum following the circle, and then you fold half inch on top. But then I use another method which we will see thereafter. I use different methods for each circle just to achieve it, because due to the material, because I was even trying to iron the half inch first before joining it to the dress itself, but then the material keep folding, keep stretching, and it doesn't fold with the iron. And so this is what I was able to achieve after I've done the gumming and everything using the iron and pinning it down. So this is what it looks. But then the gum, when you wash this clothes, it might remove, and the client or yourself might not have the time to be ironing it back, because when the gum is kind of removed after washing your clothes, you might need to iron it back to make it stay in place. So to save the stress, we just have to sew it around the circle, like sewing it at the tip edge of this circle. That's how to hold the dress in place. So I just have to iron it out, like iron everything. So this is another method that I use. I first fold the half inch using pin to hold it with Emmy gun inside, then use iron to place it inside. Then I will now turn it out to use some Emmy gum again to hold it to the dress. Then after doing that, I will now stitch around the circle. So this is what I went through, and I hope this was helpful. So I will do that for all circle. And this part, can you see the dress was stubborn? This particular yellow or mustard color was stubborn. The Emmy gum keep I used the Emmy gum. I don't know if it's my iron or something, but it was just so stressful. But to save you from stress, just use your pin to hold it in place and some Emmy gum. So it is when you are about to sew it, then you can start removing the pin one after the other. But then after turning it to the right side, you still need to use your Emmy gum to hold them in place before you now go ahead and start stitching it down. This is to have a smooth look of the circle, because being a stretchy material, it might still be looking folding inside. So which is why you need your Emmy gum to iron it together before stitching it back. And basically that's all you will do. You will sew it round on all other circles, and then you join the side, and that will be all for this tutorial. I hope it's helpful. I hope you'll be trying this. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.